Fasting without prayer is like eating without food. The first thing that anyone would need to do is know the why. Why is it necessary to fast? Is it necessary to fast? Knowing the why will solidify your motivation, your zeal, even when your feelings for it run out. And it will run out. Some of you may be like, you know what, I don't have any food for this period. Let me just go on a fast. That's not all you need to go on a fast. You need to know that you are doing something that is necessary for your soul, that is necessary for your people. The best way is look up every instance of fasting in the Bible, and you will see that it is so important and it works wonders for your entire nation. A very telling scripture in why we need to fast is when Jesus says, when you fast and pray. He doesn't say if you fast and pray. So we know that it's not even a command, it's kind of understood that a Christian, a believer, fasts and prays. There are particular demons that respond only to fasting and prayer. People who fast and pray have an advantage when it comes to casting out demons, when it comes to interceding for the nation. You are saying in your fast and pray, Lord, I'm serious about this. I'm so serious that I'm willing to give up something that is a basic necessity for me and fast and pray for my family. That is whoever you're praying for. As a nation, as a family, as a neighborhood, as a planet, whoever you're praying for, you're telling God, this is serious, this is business. My business ran down, but I am going to get on my knees and pray for my nation. And now, especially with the coronavirus, it is a great time to fast and pray for our people, for our nation, for the world. We really need it. The second thing that would come when you are setting a fast for yourself is set a time. How long do you want to go for this? Is it 3 days? Is it a week? Is it 40 days? Is it 21 days? In India, we just had a 21 lockdown starting from when I'm recording this video. And it would be a great time to do a fast. It's also Easter coming up. Some of you have already been on a Lent fast. Set a time period for yourself, because during this fast, your willpower is going to wane a bit and you need to know, okay, I need to do 2 days more, 1 day more, that kind of thing. How much can you sacrifice for this prayer, for this fasting? Ask God, what can I do? What is practical for me? What is doable for me? And set a wise timeline for yourself. The third one is set a kind of fast. Now, in my video called I fasted for 40 days to seek the Lord, I made a very specific fast to myself. I didn't even know the types of fasts that are there, that the commenters on that video are educating me on now. I didn't know there's a water fast, there's a food fast, there's a dry fruits fast, there's a 1 meal fast or a whole day fast. I didn't know all those things. I just, between God and myself, I thought, you know what? I can go 40 days if I have like a sandwich once a day. Like, that's doable for me. So you see between God and yourself, what is okay with you? What is something that you're not like, oh, I really don't think I can do this. Something that you are willing to sacrifice. It has to be a sacrificial thing, obviously. Something that you think, this is me putting aside my needs so that I can dedicate a time to pray and to seek God and to intercede for whatever it is you're interceding from. Do that. Don't be too caught up in, is it right, is it wrong? Let it be something in your conscience that you know, this is something I'm giving up. It can be anything, it doesn't even have to be food for that matter. If it's something important to you and you know you have to give it up, you have a conviction in your heart, this is something I need to fast from and instead seek the Lord for this particular period of time, do that. Number 4, make necessary preparations. I mean, it's quite obvious, but it's something to think of just before you get into your fast, especially if it's a fast that affects people in your life. Like you've decided to yourself, I'm not going to go out in this time, or I'm not going to talk to my friends at this time, I'm not going to be on my phone for this time, especially those kind of things. You need to tell people. You need to tell those people, not everybody. I don't advise you tell everyone, you make a big post about it. Your friends, your close friends, your family members, right? If you're living with someone and your meal plans are going to be affected by this, tell them. I mean, that's basic, decent courtesy. If you're sure about what you're doing, don't necessarily ask for permission unless it's your parents and it really is going to change their plans. You need to say it in a way that is not like, I'm going to do this and you back off from me. No, but in a very respectful way. This is what the Lord has called me to do. I would like to set this time apart to seek God, and that would mean me not eating such things or doing such things. I do not suggest you make an elaborate diet plan, some fancy food which you cannot get, especially at a time like this. Let it be something that is practical for you and people in your life, right? Do not let it be something that infringes on someone else's rights, okay? If you are with parents, especially at home, they might be a little concerned, but you need to explain to them, look, this is something important that I need to do. You explain to them the why. Even if they don't understand, they will at least know that it's something strong and important to you, and I'm sure they will respect it. If not, please ask God for guidance on how to go about this, depending on your particular situation. For instance, if it's work related and you want to avoid certain projects at this time, you need to make necessary arrangements for that. If you have certain responsibilities that you will not be able to attend during this fast and pray, you need to make an alternative way around that so that people for whom you're responsible for are not affected for it. Step 5, dive in. Once you've made all the necessary preparations, don't overthink it. Don't think too much, honestly. Just go for it. God is going to give you everything you need, the energy, the sustenance, everything. Don't think that now my health's going to be affected. What do I do? What about my stomach? What about this and that health issue? Don't be afraid of it. If God has called you to a fast, He is going to take care of everything, every detail along the way. No matter how long your fast is, He's going to take care of you. Number 6, when you fast, pray. Please pray. Fasting without prayer is like eating without food. You can't just fast. That will not do anything, in my opinion. You're fasting to pray. So if you're fasting and you're doing something at that time which is completely unrelated to the reason of why you're fasting, I don't know what it's going to do. Like, you're just basically dieting. You're starving yourself. I don't know what good that's going to do. Every instance in the Bible where it mentions fasting, there is prayer. There is a reason. There is a seeking God for it. So, you want to know, how am I not going to feel hungry? You be praying at this time. Your mind is going to be somewhere else. And trust me, if your mind is really on God, you are not going to feel hunger. Now, watch my video on my experience of what happened to me. I was fully dedicated to reading the Bible and praying to God. And to be honest, the first week of my 40-day fast was really difficult. But once I opened myself up to God completely and He spoke to me, He revealed something to me, it became so easy. I didn't think of food. I was focused on Him. But if I'd started thinking, I miss eating with my family, I miss meat, I miss this, I miss that, I'm sure I'd have felt hunger. Like, your mind plays such a huge part in this. So you need to use your mind totally in prayer, especially if you're going a full-on, full-time fast. I will actually tell you it's easier to do a full day fast than a skip a meal fast. You know why? Because if you are just skipping one meal a day as a fast, that's actually a little harder because you'll be going in and out of that zone. Whereas if you set up a very concentrated period of fasting, you're just in it the whole time. So, I don't know. Whatever the time you've set for yourself, whatever the kind of fast you've set for yourself, dedicate that time to prayer, to seeking God. Read the Bible, read scripture, just let it be all holy sources. Prayer and reading the Bible are the two most important things that you can do in this time. It depends on what you're fasting for also. If you're fasting for your nation, for instance, prayer is the best thing. And if you need refreshment, reading the word is the best thing you can do. So it's important that you avoid work at this time. If you are not eating and you're doing something strenuous, like that doesn't even make sense. So that's why I said when you're setting the type of fast and the time period, let it be something you know you're up for it. You can do it so that you're not ending up actually hurting yourself. Because when you fast and pray, God gives you the strength you need to move on. But if your mind is somewhere else, or you're continuing your job as usual, you're continuing work as usual, it's going to become really difficult to handle. The 7th point I have is in difficulty, ask God for help. So of course it's not going to be easy. You will find times when you are hungry, when you are frustrated, when your willpower is zilch, nothing. Ask God for help. When I did this during my 40-day fast, that's when I had the breakthrough that sustained me for the rest of my fast. Ask God for help. He is not a rule master which is going to be like, oh, you failed, shame on you. He's going to help you. He loves when you fast. He loves when you set aside something for His sake, for His people's sake. Why wouldn't He help you with everything He's got? Go to Him and say, God, I don't know how to do this anymore. No video is giving me what I need to do this anymore. He's going to tell you what to do. He's going to give you from the inside what you need to do this. Ask Him for help. The last point I have to tell you is be open to Him. Fasting and praying is a very special time. It opens our spiritual eyes. It unlocks things in us that nothing else can do. You can be a super strong believer, but without fasting and prayer, some things are going to stay locked. Remember the disciples, how they cast out demons, and they were doing it very well everywhere except one particular child. Nothing they did was doing anything to this child. And Jesus said, this type can only be cast away by fasting and prayer. There is a special power in fasting and prayer. So it would be a big shame if you did all this without fully opening yourself to God. God has something special to reveal to you in this time. He has something special to unlock for you in this time. He's going to do something special in this time. You need to make full use, take full advantage of this by saying, look, I've set the time for this. I am ready for this. Let me open my mind completely to God. Let me open my spirit completely to God, so that it's an efficient use of your fasting and prayer, right? We don't want to do all of this and then have like half results. You'll get full results if you are completely at the feet of God, saying, tell me whatever you want to tell me. Do in me whatever you need to do in me. I am completely open to you. This is what will make your fast and prayer completely change your life. Watch my experience of fasting if you haven't already. And if you have more questions on this, comment them below or email me if you need any more help. I will be more than happy to help you. My name is Vihan Damaris. Stay safe, stay strong. I'll see you in the next video, and always strive to be like Jesus.